Welcome back to the show. In this episode, we are looking at Hcmc. We're having a little quick look at the price section that we have seen today. Nothing too significant at all, but then we obviously do have that new news, which is coming specifically from Hcmc. You can find it on their Twitter page. It is basically about this Healthier Choices Management Corp announcing the launch of their Nuhi brand pre-filled Q cups in Colorado by the Health Center. So that is coming up in this video. Again, if you already know that and you don't want to, you don't have to watch this video. I'm just letting you know what we are covering tonight. But if you may enjoy it and if you do want to watch, do make sure to subscribe to the channel. It's completely free to do and you will be helping us out massively by just pressing that little red button. On top of that, we do have a Twitter now. If you want to follow us on Twitter, you can do. Obviously, I will be giving updates on all sorts of stuff on there, mainly around stocks and cryptos, as you can imagine. But obviously, updates on the Discord and YouTube channel will be uploaded on there as well. And finally, we actually do have a Patreon page, which you can join to donate a small amount each month. Again, you don't have to, but if you can, it would be appreciated. I'm sure you already know, but I'm just going to say one more time, I am not a financial advisor, so, this is not financial advice. If you want financial advice, I am not the person to go to for that. But first things first, we're going to have a look at this news article because I think this is the most interesting thing that we have seen from Hcmc in a few days. So let's just zoom out one more and have a look at the news updates from the company. So one thing about Hcmc which I do like is that they actually do update their news quite often. Obviously they are not going to update the news every single day if there is nothing to write about, but I like the fact that when there is news they do update it and some companies do not. Again, it is kind of standard practice to update this, it would be good things to do, but I just like the fact that, hey, Hcmc as a penny stock, which it is, they are still following this and they are still being completely honest with their investors on their website. But clearly this article is from June the 22nd, 2021, which happens to be today, and this basically reads from the title, Healthier Choices Management Corp announces the launch of its Nuhi brand pre-filled Q cups in Colorado by the Health Center. So what is this all about? Well, we can break this down pretty simply. Basically, the article does read, and again, this is apparently from Global Newswire, but on their website, it does say that the Healthier Choices Management Corp will be selling their products, basically, and they will be distributed to this shop, which is in Colorado. So let's just have a quick read, starting from up here. Healthier Choices Management Corp, sometimes referred to as the company, which is an OTC Pink company, announced today that the Health Center based in Colorado will be launching their sale of Healthier Choices Management Corp's patented Quartz Q Cup technology. So their Quartz Q Cups are being sold in this store in Colorado, and we can see if we read it a little bit further along, which the Health Center with pre-fill their basically, the Health Center will pre-fill this with their own high-quality Nuhi brand concentrates and make it available to customers from their Colorado dispensaries. So from what I can tell from this, basically they will be using Hcmc's Q-Cup patent or their Q-Cup technology to utilize this. So it's actually good for Hcmc and it's also good for their Q-Cup. So basically we have seen in the past, they actually have had their own stores, but now we are having this also being distributed in Colorado. I think this is good for two reasons, which I will explain at the end of the article. But let's go on to read what it says just here. So basically the soft launch will occur in the coming weeks and followed by a full-scale launch scheduled for the 10th of July in 2021, and this will include wholesale distribution by the Health Center to properly licensed dispensaries in Colorado. And this quotation from Jeff Holman, which is obviously the CEO, says down here that we are thrilled to have our products in Colorado, one of the most developed markets in the country. And again, this is true. It's obviously coming from Jeff Holman, the CEO of the company. I like this. I do think he is right on this, in the sense that Colorado, whilst it may be a good area for this, anywhere in the United States, or actually anywhere where a lot of people smoke or vape, having more vaping products as a vaping company is a good move. So this is something which we have heard about before. I'll explain that in just a moment, as I have said, but I think Jeff is spot on there by saying Colorado is a good move to have their products sold out there. So basically down here, Mr. Holman continued, equally exciting that the fact the Health Center plans to distribute their high-quality Nuhi concentrate product in our Q-Cup technology with their long-standing reputation as a leader in the Colorado market. So basically, from what I can decipher from this, if they are a long-standing leader in the market and they actually have a reputation as this, it could be good, for Healthy Choices Management Corp as well, if you think about it, because if this company is going to use Hcmc and their products, it kind of says that, Hcmc could be a decent company and their product could be pretty decent. Now, personally, I do not vape, but I know that many people do. I know that many people have already purchased the Healthier Choices products, and a lot of people are very satisfied with their products. So again, it pretty much apparently is a decent product from what I can tell. Obviously, I haven't used it myself, but there we go. So the fact that they have actually agreed with this and actually chose to use it, I believe is good. So let's move on to the next part. We could not ask for a better team to be working with, and I do completely agree with that. That was just what I was explaining just then. Completely agree. Mr. Holman then concluded that necessity has been a long mother of innovation, and consumers are always looking for better, more convenient and eco-friendly ways to dose their concentrates. We are looking forward to fulfilling these desires through better technology in the form of our patented quartz Q cups, and the freedom and ease accompanies a high convenient mini dosing system. So, long story short, this is good on two different levels in my opinion. The first level is pretty obvious to many people. It's obviously an expansion of the business, which is always going to be good. More products from Hcmc in more places, more potential customers, better revenue figures. So a lot of people with Hcmc, rightly so, I do understand it, but a lot of people do focus on the lawsuit as being a big catalyst, and it definitely is going to be a big catalyst if they can win this lawsuit. But we need to remember that this is not a company which, when they win the lawsuit, they will actually start producing products. Nope, they already start producing products and they already have products for sale. You can buy a product from Hcmc, so we need to look at the business aside from the lawsuit, because whilst it is a big piece of information, it isn't the only thing going for the company. They have their own products, they have their own revenue stream, say what you will about it, they do have products out there, and they obviously do make sales as well. So more sales, it speaks to me for the fundamentals of the company, and I am happy about that, because obviously a lot of people do like to bash the fundamentals of Hcmc, and with every company, some parts of the fundamentals are great, some parts not so great. Hcmc is no exception, but this is a good move in the right direction, and there is more than one reason why I believe this is a good move in the right direction. The second reason, in my opinion, is because when we go over to business strategy, we can see that the business strategy speaks on multiple levels about expanding different areas of business. We have the first area talking about expanding and monetizing their patent suite. We have the second area talking about monetizing and operating and potentially expanding their 4 vitamin and food stores. And then we have this one about operating 7 vape stores. And the fourth one down here about seeking out attractive new business lines with their mission of healthier choices to add to its portfolio. So why am I pulling this up again? Because I think that Hcmc is staying true to its business model, in the sense that yes, we have a decent business model out there. We've got 4 food stores, we've got 7 vape stores, we've got the vitaminstore.com, and now we are seeing the 4th line actually play out. Now the first one out here is obviously patents. We are kind of still waiting on that one with the Philip Morris thing. Don't get me wrong, there are other potential patents in the future and other cases to focus on, but that is the main one that we are waiting on. But the 4th one, to me at least, this does show that they are working on that, and they are definitely trying to expand the business, which can only be a good thing in my eyes for the company. So I'm very happy to see that. I think it is another step in the right direction. Recently we had the vitaminstore.com, I believe it was, and that was a step in the right direction, and now we are seeing another one with the company potentially getting products out to more and more places, which is good. So healthy choices, from a stock point of view, it is going to be more of a long-term play, and I wouldn't expect big movement anytime soon, but I think from a fundamental standpoint, this company, it is a penny stock company, don't get me wrong, it's a cheap stock to buy, the market cap of the company is not large, so don't expect this to be, really valuable stock or anything like that from a price point. But I think it isn't, it's not too bad. I think for where the company stands, for where the market cap of the company is, it isn't doing too bad. Now, yes, we do have some problems out there still. And again, like I said, every company has its good, every company has its bad. For healthier choices, one of the major things which people will point out is the outstanding share number, which is well above 300 billion, which is a very, very big number. So people will always point that out, and I do understand that it is completely true, because a lot of time, when we talk about the lawsuit or things like that, people want HCMC to go to $1, and people always say that HCMC's stock price cannot move by very much. We've seen this in the past. Well, let's actually look at what we have seen in the past. We go back to December into February, we can see this big improvement in price, which took us up to about 0.005 to be honest, and perhaps even higher than that at the time. So you can see that the stock price can move itself by a decent amount, even with that outstanding share number. So again guys, this stock is a risky stock, it is a penny stock, and don't expect massive movement. Don't get me wrong, this point up here was a massive spike, but I wouldn't expect it to do that again. I don't think that we can see big growth like that, unless we have some significant news about the lawsuit. But that doesn't mean that this stock can't be a decent long-term hold. I can see the share price hopefully going up more stably in the long term, but again, we are waiting on a few catalysts, whether it be the lawsuit, or actually the development of the company's fundamentals by themselves, which the business is clearly working on. They're definitely following on to their business strategy. I think that is a fantastic thing. Now, actually, we have done things the wrong way around, but we have done that on purpose because I wanted to get the news out there first. Let's have a look at the price that we have been seeing for HCMC today. This is going to be a boring section. There is not much to focus on, so it will be very quick. Now, yesterday, I spoke about the price of HCMC. I said that it did appear to be the case that we have found a floor at 0.0012, but we also were dropping down to 0.011, which could be our new floor. And this has actually continued into today. Again, we have not really found that floor yet. Again, the price is going to be barcoding, but we do appear now to have been stable for the past 2 days or so between the price of 0.012 and 11. So we haven't seen too much movement. And for me now, I'm happy to say this, in my opinion, is the new floor. I would say the lowest point of the floor would be 0.011, and then obviously the higher point would be up to 12. So would I buy HCMC from a price point right now? Again, as I have said in all of my videos, more now than ever, if you're waiting on the lawsuit, I would not buy this one unless you are going to be very patient. If you think that the fundamentals of the company are decent, maybe it could be worth buying, but again, even so, I think this one is going to be more of a long-term hold. The usual things do apply with any penny stock. It's a penny stock, it's a risky company, it's not necessarily as stable as some of the larger companies, but obviously, as you guys will imagine, with that higher risk could potentially come that higher reward, but we also do have that higher risk, which is clearly the downside of it. But thank you for watching guys, I'll see you all again very soon with another HCMC video. Goodbye.